Welcome back to my series, Dance Mums Unedited. In this series I discuss the production notes that were written by actual producers of Dance Mums. It shows us what really happened behind the scenes of particular episodes. A while ago now there was an eBay user who bought a storage unit that was originally owned by the producers of Dance Mums. The storage unit contained production notes such as the ones from Season 1 and Season 4 that I've covered so far. Well, I also managed to get my hands on the production notes for Season 5. So today we'll be looking at Season 5, Episode 1. As always, there will be a link in the description box to a PDF of these notes so you can read through them in further detail, because there was more to this episode than the producers cared to show. Before filming began, the producers wrote out a plan for what they wanted to happen during this week. It's obvious that they thought that Christy and Chloe would be returning. They planned to delve into the fact that Christy and Chloe were left out of Abby's tours in Australia, New Zealand and Europe. They planned on running with the idea that Chloe still wants to dance with her friends, and Christy keeps struggling with being the outcast on the team. They wanted the mums to fight for getting the same opportunities as Maddie when they go to LA. They planned on creating drama with the headshot photoshoot, with Holly complaining about Abby making Nia look cutesy, and Christy hiring a stylist for Chloe. Jill was supposed to speculate that the West Coast trip is just for the benefit of the Zieglers. Now that we know what production was aiming for, let's look at what went down that week. The week begins at the ALDC in Pittsburgh, with Abby seeming rather chipper. Christy and Chloe's absence is questioned by the girls. They claim that Chloe hasn't returned their texts or calls. The mums and girls question their friendship and loyalty to the team. Abby tries to argue that having 4 girls instead of 7 means that the girls will have more individual attention when they get to LA. They briefly reminisce on their travels abroad. The girls tease Abby about a summer romance, and Abby claims that she made all the kids into household names. During Pyramid, Melissa questions why Mackenzie is second behind Maddie when she led the group dance Amber Alert to victory. Abby justifies herself, saying that there's room for improvement. Abby explains that Kendall's song for her solo this week, Victorious, was written and recorded by the daughter of one of Abby's friends. Abby says she thought Christy might have shown up this week to apologise or express a sense of remorse for her behaviour at Nationals. Abby's the one who mocked a child's medical condition. What does Christy have to apologise for? Abby announces that their group dance, Freak Show, is inspired by the Broadway production Sideshow and the TV series American Horror Story. Abby then calls Kira to bring Kalani to Pittsburgh. Going upstairs, the mums say that they are hurt because they didn't get any kind of warning from Christy and Chloe that they wouldn't be there. They are annoyed that they have to explain to the girls why Chloe would do this to them. Jill tries to call Christy but gets her voicemail. Then Christy Hunt enters, acknowledging Christy Lucasiak's absence. She says that she and Sarah are willing to join the team permanently. Holly begins to get a headache and says, "I shouldn't be stressed, this is dance." The following day, Holly and Nia have a pep talk, agreeing that the Chloe situation is sad. They also decide that Nia will begin working with a vocal coach. Maddie and Kendall wear one jacket between the two of them, committing to their roles as conjoined twins in the group dance. Holly and Jill are upset at how Christy is giving them the silent treatment. The mums also express their uncertainty of having Kira and Kalani rejoin the team, nervous that kids have come in before to get notoriety and then ditch the studio. Abby begins to criticise Maddie and Mackenzie during group rehearsals. She says that she finds their posture and extended bellies to be insulting to her constant training. She screams that Mackenzie is forbidden from wearing two-piece dancewear and must cover her belly. It goes without saying that that is absolutely revolting on Abby's part. Melissa defends Abby, so Holly gives Kenzie a pep talk instead. Back in rehearsals, Abby makes Kenzie do push-ups because she had to keep correcting her posture. The mums say that since their daughters are on their way to becoming professional dancers, they need to be more aware of their healthy eating habits. Kira and Kalani arrive, and Abby expresses anger that Kira left to be with her boyfriend. Kira says that her decision to leave in Season 4 was about more than just her boyfriend, and that she also has a son to take care of. Upstairs, Kira argues with the mums that she and Kalani are committed this time around. Melissa says that her kids are committed and that the team comes first to them. Jill calls her out, saying that Maddie is scheduled to do a Hollywood Bowl performance. Kira becomes concerned when Kalani is given a solo in heels, because she has only been dancing in heels for 8 weeks. She feels like she is being sabotaged with her first solo back on the team. Holly is upset that Kira and Kalani reap the benefits of being part of the group, and yet they can come and go as they please. She has been promised equal opportunity from Abby, and yet Kira won't acknowledge the special treatment they receive. The mums go down into the studio, and Abby warns Kira that she has the power to destroy Kalani's reputation in the industry. She says that she will have her attorney put the deal in writing, that if they leave before the scheduled date, they will be issued a $100,000 fine. The next day, the mums go out for lunch. Kira reveals that she and Kalani will be missing 2 weeks during the season, and that Abby has already approved them. Holly raises the topic of Kira's past, saying that Tracy told them that she committed credit card fraud, had a mugshot, and owed her money for trips she took Kalani on. Kira doesn't even bother to defend herself. She claims that Christy texted her earlier in the week. With absolutely no prompting, the lunch finishes with Jill blasting Kira for not being committed and storming out. To me, that screams produced drama. Back at the studio, the girls say that the group dance reminds them of Freaks Like Me. They say that Chloe, quote, didn't include herself in that video, just like she's excluding herself from the group. This is a really strange take because Christy says that Chloe was excluded by Abby herself. As the group rehearses, Abby critiques Kalani on having a week back. Apparently, Abby displays visible joy in finding this flaw in Kalani. Holly calls out Melissa for not comforting Mackenzie the previous day, after Abby's comments about her body. Abby calls the mums into the studio, screaming at Melissa for enabling Kenzie's bad posture. She says that Maddie and Mackenzie's posture ruined the pictures that they took for their clothing line fashion shoot. Melissa agrees with Abby, telling the girls to stand up straight. During Kendall's solo rehearsal, Abby critiques a photo shoot that Kendall participated in. Judging from the photo we can see on her phone, this was probably a shot from the Shah Cookie shoot. She tells her to not be ignorant of which photos will end up online. Jill says that Kendall wasn't representing the ALDC at the time of the shoot, and Abby tells her that she should leave. During Kalani's rehearsal, Abby calls her a dingbat for not remembering the choreography. She compares Christy Lukasiak to a freak who can quickly turn into dark, alternate mindsets. Holly says she's frustrated that Christy is playing the victim, portraying the whole ALDC as the enemy, not just Abby. The girls claim that Christy was the one to blame for the Nationals fight. Then Abby leaves the studio to attend a court hearing in New York concerning the fight she had with Kelly. The following day, the mums are informed that Christy showed up to Abby's hearing. Melissa explains that Paige has filed a lawsuit against Abby. Abby reported to Melissa that Christy is a witness in her trial, even though Christy had said, "I didn't see anything," on the day of the fight. Kira says that Paige should sue her mother instead of Abby, since Paige wasn't able to drive herself to the traumatizing rehearsals. She theorizes that the lawsuit must be for money, since she has heard that Kelly has run out of it. Abby calls the mums, and during this phone call she says she feels sorry for Kelly because she must be desperate for money. At the competition, a few fans are holding signs saying, "I heart Chloe." Jill says, "We love her too," as she passes them by. In the green room, Jill asks Abby about the Chloe posters in the crowd, and Abby is mad that a parent would let their kid be involved in a political rally. Jill reminds her that the fan probably doesn't know that Chloe has left the team. Melissa brings up Mrs. Miller, saying that she had the instinct to call her the previous night. Melissa says that the ALDC is a family, and all the negativity this week would have killed her. Abby replies, "It did kill her, Melissa," and says that her mother only hated 3 people in the world, hinting that it included Christy and Kelly. Melissa says that morale in the studio has increased since Christy left. While Kendall rehearses her solo, Abby looks at her phone in complete shock. She hides in a room to avoid the cameras. Melissa follows her and then returns to report to the mums that the news is at Abby's mum's house. When Abby re-enters the room, she explains that she doesn't think people leave her studio because of her, but because people can't afford her classes or handle the drama. After the solos, Holly and Jill point out that Kalani was able to train all summer while their kids were off travelling. When Kalani gets into her bearded lady costume for the group dance, Abby says that Christy would have thrown a fit if Chloe had been assigned this role. Abby rants about parenting styles and what the child should do in that situation. Is she saying that children are responsible for their parents' behaviour? Does Abby not understand that there's really only so much that children can do? The group performs and receives a standing ovation. As the awards begin, the announcer supports Abby, saying that he has known her for years. He declares that mums can come and go, but Abby Lee is here to stay. Abby then gives a speech about holding out their hearts on a platter for the world to stab and the importance of doing what you love to do. Even though Kalani came in second place, Abby says in the dressing room that she knew the first place winner and says that she's amazing. Kendall seems defeated when Abby reveals that Kalani had a higher score than Kendall overall. Abby brings ice cream into the dressing room, and then the week draws to a close with the infamous ice cream fight. And with that, we've reached the end of Season 5, Episode 1. What do you guys think about the girls' reactions to Christy and Chloe's absence? Let me know in the comments below. As always, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!